Phil, firstly, welcome to Salford City.
Thank you.
What about the club stuck out to you? Obviously, it's a new challenge for yourself. What you're looking forward to, and what attracted you to the role?
I think the opportunity. I mean, the setup, the ambition of the club is obviously a massive draw. So the opportunity to take on a group of players and try and develop something, build something, build a culture, build a team really to progress. It feels like a sort of a blank canvas really to come in and really develop. So it's a really exciting opportunity.
And just on that culture and stuff, what have been your first impressions of the group? You've had a couple of training sessions with them now. What do you think of where we're at and how the girls are?
Yeah, the first few training sessions have been brilliant. The girls are fantastic. I mean, the application from the players, even in the cold weather recently, has been fantastic. We've had, people there. Everyone's putting the effort. Everyone's taking on ideas of sort of how we want to move things forward. So yeah, can't fault the group. I think it's fantastic and the setup's brilliant.
You mentioned before about having a blank canvas. How exciting from a coaching point of view is it to be able to come in and implement your own style, your own ideas? How much motivation does that give you?
Yeah, I think it's really important. So it's I think when you're coming into an environment like this with the ambition of the club, it's a really exciting challenge, and then to sort of have the opportunity to bring in experience and take on experience from within the group as well. And I think added to that, taking over a team in the position that they're in at the moment with what they've achieved in the first part of the season, just opens the opportunity right up. So yeah, really really excited to be able to do that and hopefully add my experience to the group.
I was going to lean into that a bit more now. What's been your journey so far? How have you got to this point?
So I sort of worked around in the men's game in academy football and some senior football for about 8 to 10 years. So sort of learnt my trade a little bit with different clubs along the way, and then moved across into the women's game. So I've had a good amount of experience now. I'm trying to work out, too many to count, probably about 7 years in the women's game now. Really good opportunities to work with young players, developing sort of young players' development philosophies, and then also first team, both at sort of Man City and Liverpool, in and around the Super League setup. So, hopefully that experience, particularly having been the assistant at Liverpool in the Super League for sort of 3 seasons, was a real sort of eye-opening experience of how we need to evolve to get to that level.
And does it give you ideas about how, when, just exactly where you can take this team, having been up there and coming for the 5th tier now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think having had experience, it sort of guides you to the sort of the level that we need to achieve. But also, there are ideas that we can start to implement now that will help us to get there. Like I say, the players have been really receptive. The players are working hard, and their result that they achieved sort of last weekend was fantastic, puts us in a great position, and that, I think that for me just demonstrated what they've got already in the group, and so I think when you've got that and you can add in sort of the experience, it's easy then to build a pathway and to see, I think we've got what we need with some tweaks and changes to sort of what we're doing. I think we can really kick on this season, have a good second half of the season, and hopefully that'll open opportunities for us going forward.
So the big one, the short-term ambition and the medium-term ambition. How do you see it? What sort of your planning?
So the short term is just around how we develop sort of what we're doing in training. So a lot of sort of off the pitch stuff. How do we structure ourselves to be ready for the future? We keep talking to the players about sort of where we want to be in the future, and that by putting in place the right stepping stones now, we're gonna be able to do that. So the short term is all about developing how we work in training, what our structure looks like, and obviously pushing to go on a winning run now. Like I say, the fantastic result the players got last week. So that's the short term goal, is can we start to build some momentum and get things in place off the pitch, and the medium term goal, I guess, is for the rest of this season is to push. We're in a great position. I think it's fair to say the league's still in FC United's hands, just given the games in hand that they've got. But from our point of view, we're going to do everything we can to chase that all season, and hopefully at the end of the season we'll be in a good position to be challenging.
And then just taking a bit of a wider angle on the state of the women's game at the moment, I mean, it's grown exponentially over the last few years. How exciting is it being involved in the game, and how far can it carry on to go?
It's fantastic. I mean, you know, how much it's involved even since sort of my last role in the women's game is huge. The success of the England Lionesses has just accelerated that again. It's such an exciting time to be involved. I think there's so many opportunities for players and for clubs really to really set a footprint in England as to what this game can look like. And I think genuinely the sky's the limit. You know, the opportunities are there for players, and you know, I think the profile of the game's raising. We're getting more people into stadiums watching. Obviously, the TV audiences are growing, and that can only help, because then, you know, obviously the game is built on then the commercial backing, and you know, so if we get those things right, and the players have got the ability, the players play attractive football. It's entertaining to watch. So you know, I think genuinely we can really kick this on in the next few years, and you know, I think it's going to be a really exciting time to be involved.
And this probably leans a little bit into your academy backgrounds, what you talked about before. How pivotal are clubs at this stage and emerging clubs in that future growth of the game? Because you look at the men's game, and you know, we essentially got 5 professional leagues now elsewhere across Europe, and it feels like it's that culmination coming, and it's going to be these emerging clubs that help it along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Clubs like this are vital because you know, obviously the Super League's accelerated so fast over the last few years, and you know, we're already seeing sort of a lot more international players coming into the game, and so actually this structure in the pyramid underneath is so vital for the development of English players, for the, you know, not just for the England national team but also for the league, because you know, I think it's you've seen it in the men's game over the years, and it's so nice when teams are playing with local players, when you've got players from the local area involved. It connects with the community, you get people in to watch the games, and it, you know, it also means then that you can have sort of social impact around in terms of schools and everything else. So I think it's so important to have clubs like Salford around that, you know, we can give those players opportunities, raise their profile, give them the pathway for, you know, their own careers, and I think it, you know, ultimately becomes a vital part of the game. You know, and hopefully, you know, in the future when we're playing hopefully in the higher levels of the game, it allows us to, you know, put in place pathways for young players, you know, so they can achieve their dreams and ambitions.